Hey everyone! Today I want to talk about something very simple, but extremely important. How to become the kind of woman men don't just notice, but actually chase. If you feel like you're always the one trying, always adjusting, always hoping things will change, this video is for you. Because when you're stuck in that position, it slowly drains you. You start questioning yourself. You start wondering what's wrong with you. You start feeling like love is something you have to earn. But here's the truth. It's not about being prettier. It's not about saying the perfect thing. And it's definitely not about trying harder. It's about where you're standing in the dynamic. Once you shift that position, everything changes. Before we start, I need to say this clearly. This is not about manipulation. This is not about pretending you don't care. And this is not about playing childish games. This is about understanding how attraction actually works and stopping yourself from unintentionally pushing men away. Attraction isn't logical, it's emotional, and emotional dynamics follow patterns. Today, I want to break down 3 core ideas. 1. Leaning back instead of leaning forward. 2. Stopping the self-discount. 3. Teasing and ambiguity. These 3 things alone change the entire dating experience. 1. Leaning back instead of leaning forward. Most women who struggle in dating aren't unattractive. They're not boring. They're not too much. They're just leaning too far forward. They reply instantly. They explain themselves too much. They feel responsible for keeping the conversation alive. They feel anxious when there's silence. And without realizing it, they start carrying the emotional weight of the connection. Here's how attraction works. When you lean forward emotionally, the other person naturally leans back. Not because they're cruel, not because they're bad people. It's just how human behavior works. Think of attraction like a physical space. If someone steps too close, your instinct is to step back. The same thing happens emotionally. When all your interest, attention, and availability are always on display, there's nothing left for him to move toward. Mystery disappears. Curiosity dies. Leaning back doesn't mean ignoring him. It means you stop chasing the moment before he's earned it. You don't respond instantly every time. You don't answer every emotional question right away. You don't fill every quiet moment with words. You let silence exist. And silence is powerful, because silence gives his mind room to work. Here's a simple example. If a man texts you and you're busy, you finish what you're doing first. Not to prove anything, not to send a message, but because your life matters. That small shift already changes the energy. You're no longer reacting. You're choosing. And when you choose instead of reacting, you naturally move into a higher position. 2. Stopping the self-discount. Now let's talk about something uncomfortable but necessary. Stop selling yourself cheap. And I don't just mean physically. I mean your time, your emotional energy, your availability, your attention. When you give those things away too easily, you teach people how valuable you believe you are. If you constantly rearrange your schedule for him, if you cancel plans for last-minute invitations, if you give deep emotional support without clarity, you're investing more than he is. And the person who invests more is usually the one chasing. Think about how value works in the real world. Luxury items don't beg to be bought. They don't explain why they're expensive. They don't discount themselves to feel chosen. They simply exist at their price. And people decide whether they're willing to rise to that level. You don't need to act arrogant. You don't need to act superior. You just need standards. Standards like, I don't give boyfriend-level effort to someone who hasn't shown consistency. I don't give unlimited emotional access to someone who gives me confusion. I don't prioritize someone who hasn't prioritized me. When you stop discounting yourself, men feel it immediately. Some will step up, some will disappear. Both outcomes are good. 3. Teasing and ambiguity. Now this part is critical. Dopamine. Dopamine is the chemical of desire. And here's what most people misunderstand. Dopamine doesn't peak when we get what we want. It peaks when we expect we might get it. That's why anticipation feels so intense. That's why cliffhangers work. That's why almost moments stay in your mind. Dating works the same way. When a man feels like this could turn into something, but he hasn't fully secured you yet, his brain stays engaged. His curiosity grows. His motivation increases. That's his hunting instinct. What kills that instinct? Giving everything away too fast. Immediate emotional commitment, immediate clarity, immediate access. No build-up, no tension. Teasing doesn't mean manipulation. It means allowing attraction to develop naturally. You end the date while it still feels good. You leave something for next time. You don't rush to label things before they're ready. You let him wonder a little. And that wondering is what pulls him closer. Ambiguous, not confusing. This part matters. You're not leading anyone on. You're simply not rushing. There's a difference between, I like you, let's see where this goes, and I'm going to keep you in limbo forever. You're doing the first. Healthy ambiguity gives attraction room to grow. People value what they're still moving toward. So before we end, remember this. Attraction doesn't grow when you chase harder. It grows when you stop abandoning yourself, when you respect your time, when you protect your energy, when you stop giving everything away to someone who hasn't earned it. You don't need to prove your worth. You don't need to convince anyone to choose you. The moment you shift from, I hope he likes me, to, I'll be okay either way, that's when everything changes. Because confidence isn't loud. It's calm. It's grounded. And that energy is what makes people move toward you. So don't chase. Create space. Let curiosity work. Let effort come to you. That's how you stop being the one who wants more and become the one who's chosen. I'll see you in the next video.